You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 166.1, our daily update on high school, college, and professional sports in Central Indiana, with a little bit of major national news.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, I can render you nothing but allegiant thanks. Always good to put a little Shakespeare in your sports. Today is February 2nd, 2025. It's a Sunday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today from headquarters in Jeffersonville. Producer Susie is taking the day off. She's now a bit under the weather. It has been a struggle of a weekend in the Mengelt household. But I'm getting stronger and should be back to normal pretty soon. Probably not going to be able to have a lot of extra for you this weekend, but until I'm well, I will continue to do the daily updates. Probably nothing more, but I will be well soon. Today we have local wrestling sectional results, a full slate of high school and college basketball, another Pacers win, a blockbuster and absolutely shocking NBA trade, and an Elwood Panther headed to the NFL. Before we get to that, please go like, subscribe, or follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, or YouTube so you don't miss a single segment. And for those of you who are new to the Central Indiana Sports Report, we usually have several segments a day on mostly high school sports, but all kinds of different sports. But I have been under the weather for 3 or 4 days, and this has been the only thing we've been doing every day. So we've been doing a little bit more on it, giving more stats, more details than we normally would on the daily update. All right, we start today with high school wrestling sectionals. At Elwood, Noblesville repeated as sectional champions. They're 23rd in program history, beating out Alexandria, Hamilton Heights, Pendleton Heights, and Frankton. Tipton was 6th, Elwood was 7th. Noblesville had 3 champions, freshman Zach Nicolite, senior Mason Precists, and junior Jackson Apple. Alexandria also had 3 sectional champions, with 120-pound senior Ezra Fry, 157-pound junior Will Rowland, and 190-pound sophomore Camden Shelton. Tipton had a pair of sectional champions in 106-pound freshman Zane Emberton and 175-pound junior William Wolford. Hamilton Heights had 2 as well, with 144-pound junior Justin Tilton and 165-pound senior Michael Kane. Pendleton Heights as well had 2 champions in 132-pound senior Maximus Bowers. Just sounds like a wrestling champion. 138-pound senior Alex Heineman. Frankton senior Jonah Ellis is the 215-pound sectional champion, and Elwood freshman Layden Morgan is the 113-pound sectional champion. Pendleton Heights is sending 9 wrestlers to the Pendleton Regional on Saturday. Hamilton Heights will send 8, Tipton 6, Frankton 4, and Elwood 3. We will review all the results and bring them all to you very soon. Normally, we'd have them no later than Monday morning. This week might be an exception. I will try my best to have them for you on Monday morning. At Oak Hill, the host Golden Eagles won the sectional championship once again, their 32nd sectional championship in program history. Kokomo was a close second, Western third, and Madison Grant fourth. Oak Hill got a pair of sectional champions, 150-pound sophomore Caden Jones and 190-pound senior R.J. Trevino. Madison Grant had the most sectional champions with 3 in a very balanced sectional. For the Argyles, they had 132-pound junior Trip Hazley, 157-pound junior Grant Howard, and 215-pound senior Boston Caudell. They are all sectional champions. Tri-Central, Western, and Marion each had 2 sectional champions. For Tri-Central, it was 175-pound senior Corey Dowden and 285-pound junior Patrick Kinney. For Western, it was 120-pound junior Brady Shannon and 138-pound senior Liam Bumgarner. And for Marion, they had 126-pound sophomore Hickson Love and 165-pound junior Sean Caldwell. Sophomore Ian McVickers was the 113-pound champion for Mississinewa. For Kokomo, senior Gabe Newland was the 144-pound champion, and Eastern got a sectional championship from 106-pound freshman Carson Young. Oak Hill is sending 9 wrestlers to the Peru Regional. Kokomo is also sending 9. Western 8, Madison Grant 7, and Tri-Central is sending 6. Yorktown won its first sectional championship since 2018 and its 31st overall by edging defending champion and rival Delta. Winchester was 3rd, West Del 4th, Cowan 5th, and Muncie Central finished 6th. Yorktown won the championship with depth and balance for sure. They did have one champion and 144-pound junior Wyatt Hoppus, but Yorktown advanced 13 wrestlers in the 14 weight classes. Their worst finish in any division was 5th place. Delta had 6 champions, and that wasn't enough to overcome Yorktown's depth. The champions for Delta were 106-pound freshman Reed Wicker, 113-pound junior Cade Jackson, 120-pound senior Aiden Bullinger, 132-pound sophomore Sam Mosier, 150-pound senior Zeke Witter, and 175-pound senior Cabe Stevens. Of course, all of the champions and the top 4 finishers in each division will advance to Saturday's Jay County Regional. Cowan had a couple of champions, an 138-pound freshman Ashton Goney, and unbeaten 157-pound junior Jackson Bradley. West Del had 2 champions as well, 190-pound senior Dallas Godby and 215-pound junior Luke Powers. 47-time sectional champion Belmont edged Adams Central and the host Patriots to win the Jay County sectional. Blackford finished 9th. And Westfield held off Fishers and Hamilton Southeastern to win the championship at Frankfort. Sheridan finished 7th as a team. Freshman Camden Vespa and senior Riker Ream advanced to next Saturday's North Montgomery Regional for the Blackhawks. And according to Twitter, Elwood's girls bowling team is headed to state. We hope to have more on that coming for you this week. All right, to boys basketball. Class 2A, number 14 Lapel won its 5th game in a row on Saturday and handed Oak Hill its first loss in 7 games, 66-51 Saturday at Lapel in the Central Indiana Sports Report game of the night. Senior Brody Judge had a season-high 29 points for the Bulldogs. Jace Tonigal had 21.6 assists and 4 rebounds for Oak Hill. Frankton earned a weekend sweep with a 52-38 win over Tri-Central. Blackford beat rival Jay County 56-41 to improve to 11-7. Bluffton won its 3rd straight game, 48-41 over Madison Grant. Madison Grant senior Luke Gilman had a game-high 19 points. Adams Central stunned Tipton and ended a 4-game losing streak with a 63-46 over the 2A number 13 Blue Devils. Senior Trace Mahler scored 40 points for the Jets. Senior Grady Carpenter had 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists for 10-5 Tipton. The Blue Devils have lost 3 straight. Class A number 6 Clinton Prairie is on a roll. The Gophers won their 5th straight game Saturday 65-56 over Western. I heard from Western head coach Cam Bennington after the game, who said the Panthers didn't play very well, but the real story of the game is that Clinton Prairie is legit. Carter Biggs led Western with 14 points in the loss. Northwestern won its 4th straight game, 52-50 in overtime over Class A number 9 Carroll. A night after a 34-point win over Taylor, Sheridan suffered a 74-65 setback against Covenant Christian. Senior Caleb Wright led the Blackhawks with 28 points and 8 rebounds a night after going over 1,000 points for his career. Eastern beat Wabash for the first time in 9 years, 46-34. The Comets outscored the winless Apaches 15-1 in the fourth quarter after trailing 33-29 late in the third quarter. Colton Lindsay and Perry Kokensberger scored 12 points apiece to pace the 6 and 8 Comets. Delphi won for the fifth time in its last 6 games, 56-54 over Frontier. The Oracles outscored Frontier 36-24 in the second half. Class 4A number 5 Anderson is on fire. The Indians beat 4A number 16 Lawrence Central for its 11th win in a row Saturday. Marion ended a 7-game losing streak with an 81-74 win over Michigan City. Tim Jones led the Giants with 22 points and Mari Rogers had 21. Kokomo beat Cass 78-32. Kokomo led 43-10 at the half. 10 different Wildcats scored at least 4 points in the win. Richmond topped Fort Wayne Southside 60-59 in a thriller. Mason Carpenter scored 21 and Quentin Lopeman 19 for the Red Devils. Lafayette Jeff pummeled Purdue Poly 83-49. Alonzo Clausen Smith scored 31 points in the win. And 4A number 3 Greenfield Central doubled up Muncie Central 68-39. Braylon Mullins had 30 points for the Cougars. The Bearcats were led by junior Shamar Taylor's 11. Yorktown lost its 5th straight game 39-36 to Fort Wayne Carroll. Pendleton lost its 6th straight 77-59 to Hamilton Southeastern. 3A number 5 New Pal is 16-2 after a 97-49 win over Indian Creek. Julius Jeezy scored 34 in the win. Mount Vernon improved to 12-3 with a 59-37 victory over Harrison. And Newcastle won for the 7th time in its last 9 games, 65-58 over Monroe Central. Cowan won its 2nd straight game after an 0-11 start, beating Westdale 60-52. It was Eastern Hancock 58, Triton Central 49, Union County 53, Shenandoah 44. Union County beat Blue River 61-39, and Daleville earned a weekend sweep with a 78-33 win over Burris. Anderson Prep picked up its 11th win of the season, 69-60 over International. And Kip Legacy ended Class A number 11 Liberty Christian's 4-game winning streak, 69-68 in overtime. Brownsburg overcame 2A number 14 Mechaniqua 71-52, and Rochester beat North Miami 69-58. Noblesville snapped 3A number 1 Guerin Catholic's winning streak at 10 games with a 54-39 win. Baron Walker paced the Millers with 24 points. Defending state champion and top-ranked Fishers won its 31st game in a row Saturday, beating Carmel, the last team to beat the Tigers, 80-39 on Saturday. Yeesh. Balanced as always, Fishers was led by 16 points from Millard McCartney, 15 from Cooper Zachary, and 14 from Justin Kirby. 4A number 6 Lawrence North beat Hammond Morton 81-48. And 4A number 15 Lawrence Central beat Heritage Christian 70-57. A little bit of high school football recruiting news. New Pal sophomore Mason Oglesby received a scholarship offer from Indiana. He announced Saturday on Twitter. And Lafayette Jeff Star quarterback Kean Crowder announced on Twitter that he has committed to Wabash. It wasn't their most dominant performance recently, but the Pacers won their 4th straight home game and their 3rd straight game overall, 132-127 over visiting Atlanta on Saturday. The Pacers trailed 119-116 with 4:25 left, but Andrew Nimhard and Pascal Siakam led an 16-8 game-ending run. Siakam, who was named an NBA All-Star earlier Saturday, made a go-ahead three-pointer with 3:21 left. 7 Pacers scored in double figures, led by Siakam's 20. He also had 9 rebounds and 5 assists. Nembhard was 7 for 11 from the game, finishing with 19 points. Obi Toppin had 18 off the bench. Tyrese Halliburton and Benedict Mathurin each scored 17. Miles Turner finished with 15, and Aaron Nesmith scored 13 off the bench. Trae Young was left off the All-Star team and almost made the Pacers pay for it with a game-high 34 points. Indiana is 11-2 in 2025. And now go out west for games in Utah on Monday, Portland on Tuesday, and LA on Thursday and Saturday to face the Clippers, then the new-look Lakers. The Lakers team will feature Luka Doncic, who was traded from the Mavericks to LA early Sunday morning. In return, Dallas received Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a future first-round draft pick. As part of the trade, former IU star Jalen Hood-Schifino is now a member of the Utah Jazz. We'll hear more about this blockbuster coming up this week with Will Rutherford, assuming I'm healthy enough to do it. Well, I guess it's kind of officially Super Bowl week, and Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs will look to achieve the first ever Super Bowl repeat on Sunday. They would be the first to do it since the Vince Lombardi Bart Starr Packers won the title in 65, 66, and 67, the final two coming in Super Bowls 1 and 2. The Chiefs are a slight favorite over the Eagles in New Orleans. The game is scheduled for 6:30 next Sunday and will air on Fox. Former Elwood Panther star and son of my high school football coach, Justin Fry is now an NFL coach after helping bring Ohio State a national championship a couple of weeks ago. 24/7 Sports reported that Fry is the new offensive line coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Fry spent 3 years in Columbus after stints at UCLA, Boston College, Florida, and Temple. Fry starred at Elwood and at Indiana University. The Cardinals went 8-9 last season and are expected to compete for the NFC West in 2025. To some local college basketball, Ball State's women are 10-0 in the MAC after a 61-51 win over Western Michigan. The Cardinals are now 18-4 overall. Senior Alex Richard led the Cardinals with 23 points and 9 rebounds. Senior Allie Becky contributed 17 points and 5 assists to their 12th straight win. The Ball State men earned a big road win Saturday, 89-76 at Buffalo. The Cardinals had been struggling with 4 losses in their previous 5 games. Peyton Sparks has been consistent, though. The former Winchester star led the Cardinals with 27 points and 14 rebounds. They're now 10-11 overall and 4-5 in the MAC. Indiana Wesleyan's women are 22-0 after beating Bethel 76-60 Saturday. 5 Wildcats scored in double figures, led by 14 points from senior Izzy Reed. Freshman Ellie Kelleher had 13 points and 8 assists. Indiana Wesleyan made it a sweep of Bethel with a 94-60 victory. Senior Cademan Bontrager led the 15-7 Wildcats with 25 points. Anderson's men continued their hot streak Saturday with an 85-74 win over Transylvania to kick off February after going 8-0 in January. The Ravens are 17-3 overall and 12-1 atop the Heartland Conference. Kenny Troutman had 17 points and Tate Ivanyo 15 in the win. Anderson's women lost 57-39 to Transylvania. The Ravens shot 21% in the loss. They're now 10-9 overall and 7-6 in conference play. Taylor's men snapped a 4-game losing streak with a 69-59 win over Marion. Anton Webb had 26 points and 13 rebounds to lead the 12-10 Trojans. He only needed 11 field goal attempts to score his 26 points. Taylor's women are 6-16 after a 92-63 loss to Marion. Senior Ava Henson led the Trojans with 20 points. Marion's Abby McNally had a game-high 25. Former Western star Evan Kretz had 25 points to lead IU Kokomo's men to an 85-73 win over visiting Shawnee State from Ohio. Seniors Chris Chin and Noah Harris scored 17 points apiece for the 14-8 Cougars. IUK's women lost 74-49 to visiting Shawnee State. They are now 8-13. Taylor baseball split a doubleheader with Ottawa, Arizona Saturday and surprised Arizona. Taylor scored the game's final 6 runs in the 6-3 win in the opener. Mason David had a single, a double, and an RBI, and scored a run in the win. Connor Miller's 3-0 after picking up the win in relief. Ottawa won Game 2 16-3 and took 2 out of 3 in the series. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Thanks so much for listening. Always appreciate it. If you enjoy the Central Indiana Sports Report, please do us a favor and tell a friend. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie. Get well soon, baby.